Yeah, what's going on, family? Sherman B Miles coming to you live once again with another video from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. And this morning I want to come to y'all about a topic, talking about Richard Sherman comments about about how he stood up for Colin Kaepernick and how the NFL has a boy stay in your place type of mentality. And if you ask me, Richard Sherman is absolutely right, because if you take a look at all of these NFL owners and how they blackball Colin Kaepernick, and if you really take a look at of how people like Ray Lewis and Trent Dilfer and all of these other commentators and all that. They pretty much want Colin Kaepernick to step in his place, and Ray Lewis actually Ray Lewis got a nerve to be talking about Colin Kaepernick needs to be silent about his protests if he wants to have a job and all that. And so we got to understand that, dealing with people like Ray Lewis, man, we got to think about that, man. Like people like him and people like Trent Dilfer and all of those other owners and all that, they have that type of mentality where they are telling, it's pretty much the slave master and the colonizer in the house Negro trying to tell the field Negro, don't you rise up against us any motherfucking way. You feel what I mean? And see by Colin Kaepernick going out there, by him making a real big statement with his protest last year of how he's not going to stand for the national anthem, how he's going to take a knee and all that. He has really pissed off white America. He has really pissed them off. He has pissed off a lot of these NFL owners, and that's part of the reason why they that is part of the reason why they have not signed why they have not signed Colin Kaepernick. And so when I hear people saying that like Ray Lewis telling him that he got to be silent about his protest, if you ask me, Colin Kaepernick should not be silent about his protest, because for one, if he wants to bring something to the forefront about the injustices towards melanated people here in America and all over the world, that is something that needs to be addressed. So pretty much, what Richard Sherman is saying, he's absolutely right, because they don't want us to be speaking out, to be speaking out against injustice. They don't want us to be speaking out against oppression. They don't want us to be speaking out, speaking out and going against the grain and speaking truth to power when dealing with this white supremacist system that is really deeply rooted into white inferiority any daggone way. And so when I hear people like, like Trent Dilfer was last year, like, I think he should be quiet. I think he should be a backup quarterback all up on the sideline. He's pretty much letting you know how he really feels about that. He's pretty much letting you know that, nigga, stay in your daggone place and just shut up and play football. Because the only time when he really, really loves us out there is when we're going to be silent about our issues, dealing with white supremacy, and we're dealing with these issues as far as subjugation, racial oppression, racism, dealing with these Jim Crow laws, and dealing with this crazy ass system that is there nothing but to subjugate, lock up, and separate the beautiful black African family. That is exactly what they want to do. So what Colin Kaepernick did last year, it is really taken off. It has really taken off, and it's really shined the spotlight, and it's really put America up it has really put America up in the microscope. And so they really feel a lot of pressure coming from a lot of other people. Especially towards people of color. So when I hear people like, Ray Lewis got enough to be talking about, okay, Colin Kaepernick, you gotta put your you gotta leave all of that up on the field. But my thing is this: how is Colin Kaepernick gonna leave all of his play up on the field and all that, when at the same daggone time no motherfucking NFL team has actually signed him? And so all of a sudden now you got Ray Lewis talking to Steve Bisciotti and all that, talking this and the third, and Michael Vick got a nerve talking about he got to cut his fucking head, when at the same time you was a criminal in a dog fighting case, and at the same goddamn time, Ray Lewis, you was a part of a double murder case 17 years ago, and you got a nerve to tell Colin Kaepernick to stay in this place? Negro, you got a motherfucking nerve. Ray Lewis is nothing but a hypocrite, an educated fool, a fake Christian, and a certified jackass. And Richard Sherman is absolutely right, because I remember the time with Richard Sherman when he was out there talking about, I'm the best in the league. All of a sudden now everybody wanted to call him a thug or a criminal, a nigga, this and the third, or this nigga should be keeping his mouth shut. Because anytime when young African American men, when they always want to speak out, they really see it as a threat. So So what they want to do is they really want to punish us. They did the same thing to Chris Hodges on the Chicago Bulls. They did the same thing to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf when he was on the Denver Nuggets, when he told the American public that I'm not going to stand up for the national anthem because that flag is nothing but a flag of oppression. And he went through the same daggone thing. And at the same time, they did the same motherfucking thing to Muhammad Ali when he was out there speaking truth to power. When he told the American public, I'm not draft dodging. I'm not going on. I'm not draft dodging. I'm not going over there to fight a daggone war, and to all of a sudden to come back to still be treated as a nigga. No, I'm not going to be doing that. So, but Colin Kaepernick, stood. I'm talking about Colin Kaepernick. When he stood up against oppression, when he stood up against that, it really resonated in the minds of Caucasian people, so-called white people that's living in America. It really resonated, that message, because he came off as a black messianic force. And so you really, you really started to see the real racism that is supposedly disguised as racism. Many of white America, they were really pissed off about that. So when it comes down to the NFL owners, and even when it comes down to these coons like Jason Whitlock and Ray Lewis telling Colin Kaepernick, that you got to be quiet about your protest, it's nothing but your victimhood, you got a hell of a fucking nerve. So, so that is nothing but the modern day slave plantation owner in the house Negro. They tell them, like, look, you better not rise up against oppression. You better not rise up against your slave master, because what they really what they really telling them is like, look, yo, shut up and play ball, keep your mouth shut, and don't even say not a daggone thing. And so, like I tell everybody, I really got to give Colin Kaepernick a lot of credit, because he's not being solid. He's not being solid. He's not going to, he's not going to stop for what he is doing. Because we had many great athletes back in the day, that stood up against racial oppression and spoke truth to power. You had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you had Jim Brown, you had Muhammad Ali, you had Bill Russell. You had all of these athletes, so it's out there heavily into activism. You understand where I'm coming from? Because these are situations that are going to be affected. So what they want to do is they are literally punishing him, because they really saying, look, nigga, you better keep your daggone mouth shut. And they are absolutely right, because they still got that racist ass mentality of being the slave master, and they don't want Negroes going out there. They don't, they really don't want the so-called Negro going out there and speaking out, speaking about these issues. Because they saying, as long as we're going to pay you money, you're nothing but $1 million slave. And I want you as my property on my team. And I want you to shut up. I want you to shut up, play football, make millions of dollars, and you're going to sell merchandise. Because all of these sports, no matter how much I love them, is nothing but a modern day plantation. And they don't want athletes speaking out. And I say to them, do not stop. I want to give Michael Bennett the credit, even Shannon Sharp the credit. I want to give Michael Jenkins the credit, and all of the athletes that stood up against that last year. And I say they should continuously, they keep on doing what they got to do, because the more that we do it, the more that we expose them. And don't forget, the whole world is watching. So that is their mentality, and to me, it's not going to change. They are, they are never going to change their mentality. So what Richard Sherman was saying, he was absolutely right about them having, boy, stay in your place. So I had to put together this video, share my thoughts up on that. I felt the need, it had to be expressed. Keep on liking and subscribing to my channel, y'all. And I always appreciate the love. And this is B Miles coming to you live once again from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. One love once again. Peace.